Thank you, Mr.
Wait, I want to see the part where they're talking about LeBron, bro. What the fuck? Did I not click on the right place?
With it, what
I
he
think
wants.
it's more like it's like an event for a lot of people because I think you've touched so many people, and it's really interesting because a lot of mums feel this like kindredness with Kyle, where they're like, if my kid was by these dicks,
but I just mean
and this shit went out.
No,
as the person, it would feel tacky.
We're just
This is by these dicks,
but I just mean
and this shit went out.
No,
as the person, it would feel tacky.
We're just
Dude, this is literally not the fucking. This is just wrong.
having it just right.
It's
like
No, it's just something.
to say. So here we go. Let me do this. Keep going. I'm just gonna send these to you.
Thank you to the people who've been reaching out.
Chill Prism, Hunter Books. Well, everybody's like reaching out with their loving comments. Long John says that you should buy up Black Rifle. That you can run it better. Jim Jones says, God bless you, Kyle. Anthony says, Mr. Rittenhouse, my brother enrolled at ASU, and I'm at the uni down in Tucson. You're not alone in Arizona. You have homies.
And
Feels tacky.
Just let him do it. It's his gun.
Feels tacky.
Just let him do it. It's
That's
his gun. Let him do with it what he
I think
wants.
it's more like it's like an event.
I'm never gonna find it. I'm never gonna fucking find it. This is so weird.
Moon to spin.
Is it like here? 5622? Why is the fucking subtitle so broken?
He's like actually handling everything, and as we're walking through the museum, handling everything with such
No, I said LeBron. I said Lemon because they're talking about Lemon before
care
then.
that I'm like, bro, the Revolutionary boys, like George Washington's up in heaven, like, oh my boy, like like I would, like I was.
Legs can't touch Elijah's. Oh, bon
I know
Jovi.
we had to lower us down. I'm like, dude, you know what? I don't.
You
The
guys-
ankles
you guys
on my
almost
pants are
match.
short. I don't know
Holy
why.
shit, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
realized.
short,
yeah. He
Elijah.
didn't get the
Has.
memo that I was gonna be the one that looked good today, Elijah.
They're
Why
basically
are you selling his
capris
Sunday?
at this.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Hey, dummies. Hey, dummies. You're not being helpful when you say type LeBron and scroll to the Control F browser. Dog, I literally did that. I did that, and I keep clicking on it, and the subtitles do not match. Okay, the subtitles literally do not fucking match the actual video. I just did it in front of your fucking eyes. Now everybody's just like making up random time slots. Okay. The transcript is clearly out of sync. That's why I can't find it. No fucking way. What is this? Kyle Rittenhouse? I'm not even fucking... I know what's in the second part of this. Yeah, of course, dude. That's not no fucking way. That's the most... it's the most expected. Clicking doesn't work, but it's at 112. I doubt it's at 112, dude.
Came across, ladies and gentlemen, from the Midwest, 4 doors
I'd
more
pull the
whores.
Nalus
Welcome to the
skin.
show for the first time.
Hey, Elijah, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm so happy.
This emoji is.
You-
Carson.
Cool thing about lemons, I'll eat lemon straight up. It's really good.
Well,
There it is.
LeBron said you're eating
Yeah.
lemon drops, and then he got
Yeah, right.
and then he got the flu.
Obviously, lemons don't make Kyle cry. He just eats them.
I eat them
Okay.
straight up.
I threw away my
Brawny.
Lakers shirt, just
Did
so
you?
everyone knows.
I
Got
mean,
rid
I'm
of it.
kind of disappointed you had one in the first
Yeah, I was
place.
gonna
I'm
say.
from
Yo,
LA. I'm trying to get rings.
I was a Lakers fan too before he said that.
Really?
Yeah.
I was really pissed off when
I
he said
was
that
too.
because
It
I
was
like
unfortunate.
LeBron, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, LeBron.
Seriously.
Hey, man.
So, homie, it doesn't seem to be really sad, okay?
You know,
Little
you have
bitch.
to.
He seems to be doing a fucking celebration tour over here. He's literally just like, reveling in the glory of his W. Doesn't seem like he
Give the
just
man credit.
feels sad at all. Now he's talking about like, fuck you,
It
LeBron.
took all 4 of his brain cells to even construct that tweet.
LeBron had said he has a lemon head, which I thought was really funny.
Well, he had to
That's
run it by
fair.
China first.
Well, that's true. And then they promised.
Oh, that's what I was gonna. This is what I wanted to talk about. So, I love this because like they're like, I love looking at conservatives try to craft a joke. Okay, this is literally the reason why I wanted to find the timestamp because it's like, he had to run it by China, right? Right? That's so good.
And credit. It took all 4 of his brain cells to even construct that tweet.
And he's just like, oh yeah, he's fucking stupid. He's got 4 brain
Well, he had
cells.
to run it by
fair.
China first.
Well, that's true, and then they promptly
yeah.
died. Yeah.
So he had
Every-
Chinese
for
slave
every-
children write it.
Exactly. For every word, they killed a Uyghur. It's very sad. I don't know what this emoji is. Carson.
Cool thing about
Taco Damn, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the fucking hour, boys. That's right. Because it's top of the fucking hour. Every hour is time for a 60-second ad break. You already know. You know, if you get lucky, you will no longer see those ads if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience. It's funny. Stop making fun of it. Oh, it is funny? It's funny. Stop making fun of it, dude. If you get lucky, you can get a gifted sub. Okay? Like from Pancake Liquor 69 or Null and Void. If you're not lucky, you got to make your own luck. $5 subscription. That's simple. Okay? That way, you no longer see the ads. If you don't have $5, then use the Twitch Prime. All right? Twitch Prime is free. Right, baby. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Quatel 2 with the 10 gifted subs. Mow the Dawn with the 5 gifted subs. Sparky Boy. Thank you for the Prime. Emily Platt, 5 gifted subs. Base Silly with the 5 gifted subs. God damn. It's above your humor, Hassan. You won't get it. That's true. I fucking don't. I don't have the mental fortitude to understand intellectual commentary and jokes. Okay? Yokes. I don't get it. I don't get the yokes. Sepharix and Ad Rank with the 5 gifted subs as well. Here's the 1-minute ad break now.
Just kidding. All right.
Our Bracewell says, "Yo, can
blowing
kid."
hose. Blowing hose.
Dude, I love how people in the chat take everything like so seriously too. Where it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get in more whores, and the chat's like, this is not Christian. That's not. I guess as if I'm gonna go hire prostitutes for
You're like,
a
I don't have
show
that much money.
They don't know what
Julie,
You
you
do
are.
that off camera, Elijah.
in Colombia, drinking the Diet Coke.
The diet, only the diet.
Only the diet.
Our Bracewell says, "Yo, Kenosha kid, you did nothing wrong, and anyone would have done the same in your situation. The reporters there and people like Crowder got your
Bro, every single time code that people gave me in the chat, every single time code that people gave me in the chat is just wrong. Like, I have no more strength in this community.
People don't understand this bromance has been brewing for a while.
Like, you guys gave like 11 different timestamps and they were all just wrong. And I don't know why that's like interesting and fun for you to do. Like, okay, you're just like cucking 30,000 other people. You know what I mean? It's just so strange.
And actually, he's an SOB, slightly offensive backer. And we backed you too. I got you some shirts.
There you go. It's like we said 1:12 and you thought it was 1 minute, 12 seconds. I did that already, and I'm at 1 hour and 12 minutes, and it's still not working. Anyway, we're done with this. Okay, I don't give a fuck. I literally don't care anymore. The 1:37:12. Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna try. Okay. If it's not that, I'm just shutting off the stream straight up.
On.
Yeah, this is
Okay. So
Carter sent you a lemon, I think. I don't know. if
There it
this
is. Okay, it is. Oh, thank you, Weeby.
Threw away my
Brawny.
Lakers shirt. Just
Did
so
you?
everyone knows.
I
Got
mean,
rid
I'm
of
kind
it.
Before you said that.
really.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Hey, man.
You know,
Little
you have
bitch.
to give the man credit. It took all 4 of his brain cells to even construct that tweet.
Literally, thank you, Weeby. Good chatter. Okay. I'm becoming more pro China. The more Weeby is a stream saver, the more I become pro China. Okay. Straight up. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Well, he had to
That's
run it by
fair.
China first.
Well, that's true, and then they promptly
yeah.
died. Yeah.
So he had
Every-
Chinese
for
slave
every-
children write it.
Exactly.
I want to see their fucking riffs. That's why. That's literally the reason why I was like, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see
Crowd
what kind of
feels.
content like this conservative podcast has to
For
offer.
every word, they killed a Uyghur. It's very sad. Carson says, "Call for president." There you go. Chris Watkins says, "What did the jury do when Binger aimed the firearm at them?"
Oh, that's it? God damn it. I thought they were going to riff more. Fuck. That sucks. God, they're so bad. Okay, let's watch
Joe
fucking
Rogan Experience.
But anyway, but yeah, no, the thing with Biden.
I just want to briefly, before we get into this, I want to start off by stating that Matt Taibbi used to be one of my favorite fucking journalists. So right now, we're watching a podcast where one of my favorite podcasters is talking to one of my favorite journalists, okay? And now both of them have the exact same type of brain rot. Okay? Like both of them. Like I'm a big Taibbi head, okay? I used to be a fucking Tarfu Report watcher, okay? Most of you don't even know what the fuck that is. They used to have him and Alex, it's Nichols, right? Alex Nichols? Okay. Can't believe I'm forgetting his name now. One of my favorite, also another one of my favorite reporters, writers. Is it Alex Nichols? Shit, what the fuck's his? Oh, Alex Perrine. It's not Alex Nichols, it's Perrine. Yes. Alex Perrine, who writes for the New Republic, and Matt Taibbi used to have a podcast called The Tarfu Report. Alex Nichols is one of the Chapo FYM guys. Yeah. No, that's not. No, it's Lovanov. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, you're right. Okay, stop. It's Alex Perrine. I fucked it up. Yeah. And I've had Alex Perrine on as well. So
or get a VPN or add
Perrine is still cool, right? Yes. Perrine is still brilliant, insightful, very funny at times. He's great. Highly recommend. Okay. Matt Taibbi, on the other hand, went the Substack route and then turned into a dude who, like, is most famous for writing the Tentacle Rolling Stones, like the pivotal Rolling Stones article about how Goldman Sachs has its tentacles and everything is like a tentacle monster. Okay, he was really good at covering, you know, the financial crimes. Matt Taibbi was. And he then turned full-blown, like, he went full-blown, like, whenever there's a fucking SJW out there, I will cover it non-stop, okay? One of the best metaphors to describe their financial predation. Yes. Okay, let's watch.
Talking about, you know, how white supremacy is the biggest threat. It's clearly, there's clearly something deeply wrong with this country, that there clearly is domestic white terrorism. There's no question that, that it exists. But they've become really, really loose with that term. Like, the Rittenhouse case was a classic example for me, right, of how you have to be more careful about that. Like, they were calling him a white supremacist on the first day.
The president called him a white supremacist.
The president called him, like, just on the level of libel. Yeah. We used to be afraid to do that, right? Like, you would have to have something that allowed you to say that this guy was a white supremacist before you put that on the air or in print, because you'd be afraid of being sued. You'd be the end of your career. Yeah. And all they really had were some vague cultural markers, right? Like, would I tell my kid to pick up an AR-15 and go to a protest? Absolutely.
Yeah, he has huge vocal fry. I know. Shut the fuck up, okay? Stop crying about it.
Not, but you know, as a journalist, I can't call him that unless I have something more. You know?
There was the difference between calling it a protest and the air of fear and chaos that was prevalent when that
whole thing went down. This was post the George Floyd riots, and everything was crazy. In Los Angeles, they were lighting cop cars on fire. There were pallets of bricks that are mysteriously dropped off at protest sites, and windows were smashed through Beverly Hills. They had an early curfew. People have quick memories. They have short memories, and they forget how fucking crazy it was. Like right after that George Floyd protest, or right after George Floyd's murder, when everybody was chaotic, like the country was in a state of chaos. That's when that happened.
Right.
So this kid was asked by, I think they had a used car lot. By the way, have you ever seen the guys who...
Bro, what? Like, listen, motherfuckers. Oh my God, dude. Like, there's something deeply fucked within the American mind that, like, all their fucking synapses fire the very moment that, like, a storefront window sill is broken, okay? It's like property damage creates an air of chaos and unrest, okay? Certainly. Okay? It creates an air of chaos and unrest. But the reason why those fucking properties were being broken, okay, and ultimately it's nothing in comparison to the main reason why it was happening, is because of police brutality, okay? Loss of life. Another horrific reminder of the lack of accountability when it comes to the way police operate in incredibly violent ways in this country. Okay?
From Massachusetts,
so when you see
US.
the state murdering your fellow man and you get upset, okay? And in that process, the very same group of individuals that murdered your fellow citizen that is supposed to protect and serve you then starts
Bunny
cracking your
51,
fucking
Bunny
skulls with
51,
batons.
Bunny 51, Bunny.
Okay? And starts fucking tear gassing you, and windows get broken, you have to recenter your experience and your fucking point of view around the main issue. The main issue is that cops have no fucking accountability. Okay?
He was
No.
told to... They're Indian.
Uh-huh.
I think they're Indian. I think if this is accurate, I got another...
No, it's because people are stupid and want to steal shit. Brothers happen at night. Riders are opportunists at night. It's not true. Not a single fucking person. Not a single fucking, like, rioter that was there to steal shit. Okay? For the most part, was would have been able to do a single one of those, like, stealing things, actions, if cops managed the fucking protest adequately instead of fucking tear gassing people. They know how to deal, they know how to do crowd control. And ultimately, no matter what the fuck happens, you're still saying that stores being broken into and Target being, theft at Target is worse than fucking a person dying, okay, in the hands of police. Insurance covers Target. There's nothing to bring back a lost life. Joe Rogan also is currently lying about the details of the Kyle Rittenhouse case, talking about how there was a used car lot and the owners wanted Kyle to come protect it and blah, blah, blah. Matt Taibbi, who's supposed to be a journalist, who just a minute before mentioned the misinformation spread about Kyle Rittenhouse being a white supremacist or whatever the fuck, is probably going to let him lie now.
The meme for you, because I love memes. Oh, I'll find it.
I mean, the other thing about that case was that you know, the protests in Kenosha were about the Jacob Blake case, which was
Yes.
And you know, I wrote a book about the Eric Garner case, which was, you know, unequivocally.
Oh, he moved away. He moved away from that. He moved away from that take. So he's not going to correct Joe Rogan, whose platform pretty much is the size of a mainstream media outlet at this point.
Yay, 4 months woo.
So it's okay when a person that you are, a person that you're sitting across from is just like spreading misinformation. You just breeze past it. It's totally fine. Are you a pussy?
Massachusetts Omega
The protest in LA he mentioned went south because cops started tear gassing and clubbing the first chance they got. Rogan has no clue. Every single one of the instances where a protest has turned into a riot, okay, has happened because cops escalate. That's it.
A brutal police killing where the police were at fault.
Hi, Dad.
Like,
Thanks for the
no question about it.
radicalization. Wide people happy.
But the Blake incident was much more complicated.
The only instance where a protest escalates into and turns into a fucking riot without police involvement and without police escalation is January 6th, because there was a particular interest ahead of time in storming an area. Okay, that's the difference. If you're going somewhere to fucking raise hell ahead of time and that's your main purpose, and the fucking president is telling you that it's okay, then, you know, that's when a protest turns into a riot without cops fucking bashing your skulls in. Okay?
Right. And there's a reason. But the Blake incident was much more complicated. Right. And there's a reason. Like, if you look at the reasons why the DA and the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department didn't file charges in that.
And sports games too. That's true. Sports games also create a fucking chaotic scenario where sports fans will fucking break shit.
Case is because there was a lot of stuff about that case that was, you know, made it there was a lot of gray area in terms of the decision making that the police made there, and people naturally assumed this is what we do now. We see something on Twitter, we see like a 20-second piece of video, we think we know the whole story, but the reality is most of the time the initial impression of news is wrong, at least somewhere. There's usually some kind of error built in, and that's why we need the next 2 and 3 days and months to sort out exactly what happened. But and in that case, you know, we just didn't. There were a lot of ambiguities that just got turned instantaneously into a narrative that you know, that was really unfortunate.
There's also a friend.
The workers get compensated when the business they work at burns down and they have no job. Where are these motherfuckers coming from, dude? To be fair, a lot of people lost their jobs because business burned down under capitalism. That is basically your life. Why are you making up a guy in your fucking head? Yeah, the businesses burned down when their fucking window still broke. How many fucking businesses burned down, dumbass? You're literally just like making shit up. You've been in here for 6 fucking months and you're just like, oh my God, so many fucking businesses burned down. The totality of the fucking destruction that they could point to was like not even a fucking $1 billion, dude. What the fuck do you mean? There's like 1 or 2 fucking businesses, dude. This is like the neoliberal version of your fucking hog parents being like, cities are on fire. Okay? That is literally the hog version of that. You're doing the hog version of the entire, you're doing like the lighter version of like, entire cities were on fire. Hey, why aren't cities on fire now? Why aren't they on fire right now? Turns out it doesn't fucking, you know, it doesn't happen all the time. It happens when there's a straw that breaks the camel's back. And it reminds people that like these systemic problems have not been changed at all. When you see a horrific loss of life in the hands of the state. You want to stop
18 months, baby.
people from getting upset. You know, stop fucking disproportionately targeting black people. Stop killing people. Okay? That's a good way to stop it. Like, and ask yourself, why the fuck are you reaching so hard to try to do like conservative agitprop in here of all fucking places? It doesn't make any sense to just like literally narrowly hyper focus on the impact of the riots, not what the cause of the riots were. Okay? And that is the conservative framing of this conversation. Oh man, I can't believe people got upset to this degree. There must be a different reason. I can't believe people got upset to this degree. I am far removed from, seeing the negative consequences of police brutality because of maybe my racial background or because of, my financial situation of my family and myself. So I don't see it. So why are people that mad? Maybe it's because they want to steal money. Maybe it's because they are selfish and lazy and can't get a job. Maybe there's some other reasons why shit's popping off. Rioting hasn't led to any systemic change here, unfortunately. I think it normally hurts the cause in developed nations like this. Yeah, dude. That's why, rioting has never worked throughout American history, famously. I've read 0 history books. And even in contemporary Western liberal capitalist countries, rioting has never led to, active change. For example, in France, I don't even think about that. America's the only country. No, rioting or nothing changes here in America because the American government doesn't give a shit about you. Okay? No, I mean, these riots, bro, what systemic change occurred? That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the part of your statement that I disagreed with. The statement that I disagreed with was the second thing that you said. I think it normally hurts the cause in a developed nation like this. You're wrong. Notice how I didn't fucking mention the first part? Yeah, there was no legislation. There was no systemic change as a consequence of the Black Lives Matter movement. You're right on that. Insurance payouts fall far short between what's needed to rebuild Twin Cities. With half the loss not covered, gutted businesses plead for help. The government should step in that circumstance. I wish that insurance companies weren't like scumbags in this situation. Also, people don't fucking riot because in their minds they're thinking, well, this is surely going to, get people to vote for the Democratic Party, you dumb fucks, you privileged motherfuckers. How do you not understand this? You sit at home and you literally go, oh man, this is going to hurt the chances of, my favorite congressperson from winning. You be sitting at home too, like all day? Yeah, except I have the good takes and you have the wrong and bad takes, and that's the difference. Scroll down, there's a graph thing to show the direct. Insurers slow to pay claims. Just 20% of all riot-related insurance claims have been paid so far. Yeah, what happened, motherfuckers? I thought you guys cared about the property damage so much. Why don't I ever hear about you assholes crying about the fucking insurance companies that these people have paid into, not actually delivering adequate payout. I wonder if there's a other particular reason why you just hyper focus on the riot side. The riots. Bro, y'all are fucking annoying, dude. TrueAnon at 3:30, okay? Stop fucking constantly spamming when TrueAnon is, 3:30, okay? 3 motherfucking 30. Jesus Christ.
San Francisco News when?
Which time zone? I wonder which time zone I live in.
San Francisco News when?
I wonder which time zone I fucking live in. Where 3:30 is in the future. A lot of business insurance excludes riots because it considers systemic risk in the same way homeowners doesn't cover hurricanes and hurricane areas. It's pretty fucked. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Yeah. Anyway. We've talked about this a million times over, boys. At this point, it's like really frustrating and really annoying to constantly harp back at like these cities are on fire and people are rioting and looting. A minority of the people protesting were rioting for the sake of rioting, stealing, breaking shit, whatever, and not because they personally felt frustration. We can acknowledge that without totally discounting BLM, in my opinion. People were rioting because of how fucking frustrated they were, so what? Is that really worse than cops specifically mag dumping black people? Yeah, but people can't fucking comprehend that. And they need to. They need to desperately hyper-focus on like one fucking crusty boy who wanted to go buck wild and point to that guy and be like, this vilifies the entire fucking literal grassroots movement that happened at the international level. Okay? And that's incredibly annoying to me, especially when considering that, like, on the one hand, you have loss of life, which is being protested. Okay? And then on the other hand, you have fucking property, you have window sills that got broken. Okay?
Frantic rush and to say that some
And the thing that is frustrating, and I talked about this before, why do you care about property damage? You care about property damage because it ties back to a human being, okay? It ties back to the livelihood of a human being. So when you break someone's property or when you break someone's window sills, okay, you're harming that person's well-being, okay? So you're hurting someone. You're at the end, you're hurting a human, okay? That's why you're upset. So remember, okay, having your shit fucked with is still significantly better overall than being murdered by a cop, and then that cop gets away with it in most instances.
someone was racist or a white supremacist, and there was a narrative that was rewarded. Pull this meme that I just sent you. This is why I sent it. I have a whole meme folder on my iPhone that I just can't wait to use. So he wanted to protect a business owned by these guys. I don't know if they're Middle Eastern or Indian or what they were.
Like those guys straight up said on the record that they never fucking hired Kyle, okay, because he's underage and they would be liable. It's really fucking stupid that he's just like continuing with this meta. Let's see if Matt Taibbi, the journalist, turns around and I don't know, dunks on Joe Rogan's
sub, let's go.
Dunks on fucking Joe Rogan's meme folder here. Jesus Christ, dude. My man is such a boomer. He's a fucking meme folder.
It says shoots these guys and shoots 3 white guys.
Right.
Worst
yeah,
white
exactly.
supremacists ever. Not only that, but one of the guys that he shot was a repeat offender child rapist.
Right.
The guy in the middle. I mean, he raped multiple children.
Mentally ill.
I mean, yeah, literally one of it's just one of the worst crimes you could imagine.
Oh, yeah, that's just, so, okay, got it. So it was premeditated murder. Got it. Okay. Completely irrelevant to the conversation, but go on. Again, what Joe Rogan is doing here, and I know a lot of people can't comprehend this because, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse is not a cop. He's young and he's an internet shit poster. So for a lot of fucking pasty little shitters in the chat, they are closer to Kyle Rittenhouse than they are to like some fucking Thumbelina ass cop who goes and murders a black person, right? So you have a lot more empathy for someone like Kyle, okay? So let me just like fucking recenter your brain for a second here. This is the exact same kind of argument that chuds and hogs make when cops kill people, okay? It's the exact same argument that it's like, oh yeah, well this person's background is a fucking is bad. The whole point is that doesn't matter. It's insignificant. He's shooting and killing people randomly. That does not work and should not work when a cop kills someone, and it certainly does not work with vigilante justice. Okay?
Imagine.
But they sort of without hesitation, people would do things like say, well, it's clearly a problem that there, you know, there weren't enough.
Not random? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still an escalation of force with a fucking AR-15 that he brought to a protest. And it previously said he wished he had on him to shoot at people he thought were stealing from a Target 15 days prior to actually using it. Okay? So I don't really give a fuck that you're like, oh no, it was like, okay. No, you can't just like run around with a gun antagonizing people, okay? And then when someone comes after you and you put your gun up and they come and they rush you and you shoot them, you don't get a fucking free kill. In most other normal, civilized, evolved countries where there are actual laws around that sort of thing, you can't even bring a fucking gun, an AR-15, and walk around the city. Okay? The reason why people call him a white supremacist or called him a white supremacist originally was because he went to a BLM protest as a counter-protester and fucking killed people. Okay? That's it. You go to a BLM protester as a BLM protest as a counter-protester, legally, not even legally carrying it, but like, you know, fuck that loophole, and shoot at people and kill them, of course, and then fucking pose with white supremacists. And admitted on the stand he pointed at people to get them to stop sitting on a car and was confronted on video with the same evening when someone accused him of brandishing on them. So you support mob justice? Dog, what the fuck are you talking about? Mob justice? Are you fucking stupid? If I support mob justice, I'd be supporting Kyle Rittenhouse. What he did is vigilante justice. It wasn't mob justice that someone tried to fucking stop him because they thought he was an active shooter. That wasn't mob justice. That was courage. It was bravery. And in a role reversal, you would fucking recognize that. You didn't even watch the trial. Uncle Cenk has gotten to him. Full-on culture warrior now. Property damage has nothing to do with the trial. The trial was around something very specific, and all you're doing is talking around that and anything but about it. You didn't even watch the trial. Are you talking to me or Cenk? Or fucking Joe Rogan? You dumb, brain-dead idiot. I'm responding to what Joe Rogan is bringing up. Why are you so fucking stupid? Full-on culture warrior now? 17-month subscriber. What the fuck, dude? Who are you talking to? What are you saying right now? Do you not have the fucking processing power to understand that I'm like directly responding to whatever the fuck Joe Rogan is presenting here? You didn't answer the question? You mean those do-good thieves that run free in lib towns? Wrong? You didn't answer the question? I did. I literally did. It was a dumb question, and I still did. I said, the reason why I'm talking about this is because that's what Joe Rogan is talking about. I wasn't watching Sorry. Bro, fuck off, dude. Seriously. I just like, fuck you.
I'm 12/17th
Oh, man.
to the 17-month brain rot. Hassle.
17-month fucking dumbass subscriber. 17 months of support. And he's coming in here and he's just like, dude, I wasn't even watching. I just felt like fucking just, you know, saying some idiotic bullshit in the chat. Get fucked.
Hi Arjan.
He's saying that you're behaving like your uncle now. Guess it might also be a jab at how ancient you are now being 30 with a fucked back and all. You're the dumbass? Okay. You know you're a pathetic little worm that I will never remember for the rest of my life, right? Like, I already forgot what your username was. Like, it just briefly... I know that this is an opportunity for you to feel...
The rot. Pepe hands.
Really fucking good about yourself, because for the first time in your life, the fear that everyone around you despises you and thinks you're a fucking sniveling little cowardly worm, that your friends and family completely fucking hate you, and you're right about that, by the way, that goes away for a brief moment, because in front of 30,000 people, the guy that you're watching that you despise briefly notices you. That's worse than Stan behavior. At least Stans are like, hey, I like this guy. Okay? Significantly worse. But let me tell you, I've already forgotten about you. Okay? And when that high wears off, that you got a noti from your king, from the one who has so much power over your every fucking moment in your life. Okay? When that high wears off, you're going to go back to your pathetic little fucking hole. True? Your life didn't get any better. Literally just bullying viewers, fucking power trip. Hassan, very mature, using his fame to bully viewers. Okay? There you go. I haven't done this in a while. I think it's time. I really... Gotta clean up a little bit, you know? Little haircut to the chat. Listen, if you've been in this community for a very long time, and you've been a supporter for a very long time, and I pull up your fucking logs and you're saying some dumb shit, let's be real. I will fucking ban you. Okay? I will permanently ban you, because I expect more from you. You've been in here for a long time. I expect more from you. I expect you to have better takes. And yes, I am a dictator. 100%. That's the way that we...
Clean up.
That is absolutely the way that, you know, we keep the chat going in as safe as a manner as possible. And it's a good fucking community. Means you have not learned a damn thing. Yeah, exactly. A damn thing. A damn thing. You pay $42.50 for that bad take, lol. Yep.
Minorities in the jury, in this case where everybody involved was white.
Abby purged these kids.
I think a lot of the news consumers were just sort of led to believe certain things just by the way, by implication. They didn't always identify whether the people who got shot were white or black or anything. They would just sort of say they were shot. Meanwhile, they would say repeatedly that Rittenhouse was white.
I have friends that are black that didn't know that they were white victims until the trial started.
Right.
And that said, dude, I thought he shot black people.
Mm-hmm.
They literally didn't know. And so the thing was, it was a Black Lives Matter protest. He shot people. They thought he shot black people. They thought he was a racist.
There is not a single American media outlet that said that the victims that were shot by Kyle Rittenhouse were black. Okay? And the reason why Glenn Greenwald got fucking cumstered by Adam Johnson on Twitter, after saying that American media outlets made it seem as though those people were black, the victims were black, okay? And couldn't find a single fucking article, okay? A single fucking article is because not a single American media outlet, which suck, by the way. Like, I'm not defending mainstream media here. Not a single one of them said that. Okay? If anything, the reason why your friends, black or white, assume that the victims were black is because of how prevalent white supremacy is, and the fact that this dude went to a Black Lives Matter protest as a counter-protester. Okay? It has nothing to do with like the media implying it and constantly saying it's like blah blah blah.
In front of a crowd against you to judge how
if you go to a
are against you for saying something pretty fucking
Adam Johnson, the nonce? No,
justice.
American Adam C. Johnson. Did you watch CNN? I'm literally currently watching the Joe Rogan Experience, dude. If my consumption, if my consumption implied that I was a liberal because I watched CNN, I watched significantly more hours of Joe Rogan and Fox News. I am the biggest hog. You should fucking bow down to me for my hog power levels, okay? For every one CNN clip, I watch like 11 Fox News clips. So what the fuck does that mean? Are you still triggered? Are you still butthurt that I watched one fucking CNN clip about Bill de Blasio being interviewed? He's still bringing that shit up.
And then the president calls him a white supremacist. I got the picture.
Right.
Yeah, but didn't he prove in court that he was there to provide first aid and protect property? If he didn't, otherwise he'd been convicted? No, he wouldn't have. What the fuck are you talking about? Provide first aid. In that same fucking court, did you not watch the goddamn fucking trial? In that same fucking courtroom, he literally had to admit that he was lying about having EMT, having been trained to be an EMT, like openly. Also, he brought an AR-15. Are you, like, do you... Explain to me how you fucking heal people with your AR-15. Okay? Why are there so many fucking long-term community motherfuckers in here who are just like straight up like, oh, I don't understand. Like he brought, why did he bring an AR-15 then?
Just had my first meeting with the union organizer about unionizing.
Was he fucking shooting healing bullets at people? Is that what was going on? Was he applying first aid with his gun? Heal them from the sadness that life brings. Yeah.
Right. And you can see how that can happen.
Yes.
If you're just picking up, you know, the newspaper or you're watching CNN and they're just neglecting to leave out certain details.
The problem with the fucking Rittenhouse case is that like the problem with the Rittenhouse case is that it's not like fucking clear cut either way. Okay. But a lot of people see Rittenhouse as like a young white kid on the internet. And they see themselves in that situation because they're Americans. They're Ameri-brained, okay?
8 months.
They have the worst case of Ameri-brain rot. So they think like, I'm going to be fucking gung-ho, you know, Joey Badass. I'm going to be running around one day, you know, stopping a fucking school shooter with my AR-15. You know what I mean? So it plays into it tugs at the heartstrings of Americans who have like the worst kind of fucking dumbass brain rot where they think like, I would like to fucking go to a protest. If I, you know, if I have some convictions, I would like to go to a protest and like defend myself in a situation. That's the point. Other grifter lefties focusing on debate, lording the trial, make it seem like Rittenhouse was an innocent child that done nothing wrong. These chatters doing the same shit. Yeah, they just like hear whatever other like avenues they get information from and just like come in and regurgitate it without even a moment of critical fucking thought.
Details, which you know, it has to be strategic. And again, this gets back to what I was saying before. It's not like anybody tells you to do this.
Right.
You just sort of know that the story is going to sell better or it's going to play better if you highlight certain things, right? And I think that's what happens with, you know, with a lot of the people in this case. And it's uncomfortable to talk about this stuff because people assume that you have sympathies with somebody like Rittenhouse or, you know, all the people who lionize them on, you know, on Fox News. That's not it. You just got to get this stuff right. You have a heightened responsibility to get it right when people are amped up and they're.
I find it really weird that there is not a single piece of evidence that was presented to show that like the media claimed that Kyle Rittenhouse killed black people, and yet that was talked about extensively. I find it really frustrating that Matt Taibbi is talking about best practices in the media and how fucking journalists are fake and terrible, while literally straight the fuck up not correcting Joe Rogan on a fundamental mistake that he's making about how Kyle was there to legitimately defend public property before we even get to the fact that, like, I'm defending public property does not automatically give you a fucking Castle Doctrine shield and should never do that in this country. Okay? Which is ridiculous. It's crazy. While still simultaneously shitting on the fucking media.
Mad and they're ready to go out in the streets and fight each other.
Yeah.
That's when you have to be super careful about what you say, you know, especially in media.
Okay, let's watch this. Bill Gates is given $319 million to media outlets.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Dude, this is so funny. So you think people aren't allowed to protect their property? Hey, dumbass. Was Kyle Rittenhouse at his dad's house? Was Kyle Rittenhouse at his dad's shop? Was Kyle Rittenhouse at his own house in the state over? Was Kyle Rittenhouse anywhere near his own property? No, he wasn't. You can't just fucking say, I'm defending private property and just go to a random fucking gas station and a car lot next to it and be like, oh, sorry, defending it. Time to fucking murder folks. You can't do that. And in a lot of other countries, you can't even defend your own private property, by the way, for the record. So there's that. In that way, in a violent manner. You have to prove that you didn't, like, escalate the use of force to an unreasonable degree if you kill someone. But he did it and was legal, so you can? No, you can't. Kyle can. You kind of can't. Okay? It's situational. He worked there and his father lived there too. Literally, you are wrong about every part of this fact. His father does live in Kenosha. Why wasn't he at his fucking father's why wasn't he at his father's place?
Hey chat, it's my birthday, say happy birthday.
Also, who the fuck was attacking the property? Like, that's the other part. I'm not even talking about it. Like, that's the other issue here is that, like, what was happening to the property that needed to be fucking defended? It was a fucking parking lot, dumbass.